Coach Banghart said these experiences has given the team equal footing. There are no freshmen or transfers when you're battling in water polo. This Carolina team is extremely close, and they truly love one another, which translates onto the court. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jasmine. And for Hampton, we put the spotlight on Amaya Reeves.
Reeves, 30 games last season, 12 starts for the Lady Pirates. She had a career season high, 14 points. She's going to have to step up this season for Coach Six if they want to see an improvement in this new year.
Hampton Lady Pirates led by David Six. The North Carolina Tar Heels led by Courtney Banghart. We'll have more on both of those fine head coaches as we get ready here early morning. Carmichael Arena. An early call for our great crew. We appreciate each and every one of them and everybody that helps us bring you this game on ACC Network Extra. The Tar Heels out there in their home whites. The Lady Pirates in their visiting blue. Lady Pirates opened their season with a loss against Providence, and now they face the mighty Tar Heels. Alyssa Usby, a rock her entire career for North Carolina. The pass in coming from Deja Kelly was turned over, but then Donarski, who we just featured shooting from three, missed a three. And there'll be a rebound going the other way for the Lady Pirates. There's the starting lineup. It'll be Hill, Foreman, Reeves, Wilkes, and Dabo for Coach Six. That's their starting five. Foreman in the corner. In practice yesterday, they worked a lot on protecting those corner threes wide open underneath for an easy bucket, and the Lady Pirates are on the board first.
Really nice pass inside, keeping those eyes up. Gonna have to take everything North Carolina gives Hampton today.
Starting five for the Tar Heels, same starting five all three games as Deja misses her first attempt. Deja Kelly playing with Renaya Kelly, no relation. Usby is out there. We talked about Donarski, and of course we also talked about Boston College-transfer Gakdeng, who comes in now at 14 a game and 5 rebounds a game through 2 games for the 2-0 Tar Heels.
Dean Gakdeng really impressed on the offensive end to start the season. You saw that in the open, the blocks per game, the defensive ability, but she can also finish underneath the rim.
Usby gets the inbounds pass. Kelly's knocked to the ground. Kelly down low looking for Gakdeng, but a turnover for the Tar Heels.
Active hands right now for Hampton. Gonna need to cause turnovers, keep North Carolina unsettled in the half-court offense.
David Six. Measures can't ask for a better start. 2-0, and they've got the basketball. They caused a turnover. Donarski with that great D. Looked like a travel, and it is.
You see Hale hitting the arm. She wanted the foul, doesn't get it. Just shuffled the feet on the tough move. Donarski so good on the defensive end to make you give up the ball or mess up before you get that basket.
Well, here's Renaya Kelly. She has started the season 1 for 11, so Courtney Banghart hoping she'll get done. Gakdeng with the left hand up and in, and we're tied at 2.
And that's the Gakdeng specialty. Seen it a lot early this season. Likes the turn, finish with the left hand. She's good on the right as well. So gonna see that a lot this season for the Tar Heels.
I can tell you that Anya Poole will not play today, but she is getting closer to get back out there. She's only played in one of the first 2 games and is not gonna play in this game. Nothing major, nothing to worry about. Donarski will pick it up and she'll push it. She's got Deja Kelly to her left. She'll use her. Deja Kelly was set for 3. And she's 0 for 2 to start. Usby with another rebound. And Deja Kelly is going to get another opportunity. Bang.
You cannot give her too many opportunities right there. Gets the second chance after missing the first. Makes you pay.
So how about this? It was 2-0, and Kelly on her 3rd shot. Like you said, give her.
He is joined by Alberta Williams King, mother of Martin Luther King Jr., comedian Wanda Sykes, former NBA standout Rick Mahorn, and so many more prominent figures. Back to you, Dean.
All right, thank you. Who doesn't love Wanda Sykes, by the way? She's funny. Well done. true pioneers of the HBCU universities. Hampton, David Six, so proud to be part of it as well, the head coach. Back out there with Usby, Gakdeng, Kelly, Donarski, and Kelly, and got an off-ball foul.
Looks like that's going to be an illegal screen going against Gakdeng. Going to be her first foul and the team's first foul as well. Kelly has it up top, and it was just Gakdeng right at the top of the key. Just a little too much movement. You see that with bigs sometimes. Don't see it much with Gakdeng, a veteran for the Tar Heel team.
I didn't see much there, but they called the foul against Maria Kelly, the freshman from Hoover, Alabama. Alabama Player of the Year coming in. Same starting lineup all 3 games. You'll see a lot of Paulina Paris, who is second on the team in minutes, only behind Alyssa Usby. Defense there from Usby. Shot clock winding down. They got to force a shot. And Gakdeng with the rebound. Outlet to Maria Kelly. She'll switch it over to Donarski. Sets her feet way downtown and in a 3. It's 8-2.
If a player has a favorite spot, that's Donarski's favorite spot. She's done it in both the first 2 games against Davidson, against Gardner-Webb. She loves the right side, nailing it from 3.
And it's not on the line either, Nick. It is deep, and she makes it look easy. 8-2. Basketball season is back, and I love it. This one, a 4-shot rebound backside. Gakdeng tried to rip it down, and Maria Kelly stumbles and will give an easy one. Just a little bit unlucky as it falls to Foreman. Usby the other way. Usby, little pump fake, then the left hand, looking for the and 1. Said she'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Hampton gets that quick bucket, like you said, just unlucky. But going back to Donarski's 3, great look from Kelly, the freshman, and just like I said, she loves that spot. And not on the line, about a foot and a half out. She's got the long-range shooting.
It's called hanging the swan. She leaves her hand out there. She knew it was in.
Pose for the picture.
Usby. One of the fascinating things about the seniors on this team, Zelaya Usby, as well as the super talented Deja Kelly and Anya Poole, is they actually could come back another year. I addressed that head on with Courtney Banghart, and she said they are not going to talk about any of that till the end of the season. Some will be ready to jump to the pros. Some may take a grad year somewhere else, but she is not going to mess with that right now.
They have a goal this season. They're very focused on what they can do, and with the transfers they got, you know, they could go far and have a deep run in the tournament. That's their goal right now.
3 subs getting ready to come in for Courtney Banghart, who even with several injuries has a pretty deep team. We got another travel and a turnover.
And I'd say that's really what you're seeing right now. These 3 players coming in, that's the difference in North Carolina this year. That depth, they can bring in Poole, who's not active today, but Paris, and they can have Deja Kelly take some time and rest. You know, she's not the whole team. They have depth this year.
Kayla McPherson is on a minutes restriction. I talked to her before the game and asked her if that was tough, and she's like, you know what, I got to do what's best for my body and everything it takes to be ready for ACC season. So I thought that was, I think, really well said, and shows a lot about her maturity. And she has battled through injuries. Usby had to force that shot, and it's rebounded by the Lady Pirates.
Not the look they wanted, but good hustle there from Navarre to kick it to Gakdeng, and a nice look from Gakdeng to get it back, but ended up having to force it from Usby, not the look they left.
Defensively now, it's Usby, Paris, Gakdeng, Pearson, and Navarre, as both Kellys went to the bench with Lexi Donarski. Down low they go, picked up by Usby. Usby has got Navarre running. She'll attack the basket, and it'll be on the floor before the shot.
Navarre, a hometown kid, coming back to North Carolina after that 1 year at Stanford. And just early in those first 2 games, you can already tell the impact she's going to have on this North Carolina team. As you see Usby pushing the pace here, they can play fast. Navarre nearly gets it to go on the and one, but instead misses as we got Reeves. Seems banged up on the play.
She's already got that left leg wrapped up, but she is not putting any weight on the right leg. Usby back to Navarre. I always felt like that was the toughest shot right there, that tweener shot.
It's an odd range, trying to get that down, but right now 3 for 10 from the field for North Carolina.
Good communication there between Paris and McPherson defensively on the top.
Offensive foul.
Timothy Bryant, Nick Capel, and Courtney Robinson. They are the referee crew for this one.
Get another look at that foul. It just looks like 24. Dabo gets called on the illegal pick.
Dabo, junior from Queens, New York, transfer from UMass. Paris to McPherson. Usby got the screen from Paris. Double team. McPherson sets for 3. That's an air ball. And it's going to go out of bounds.
Navarre tries to tip it back into Zelaya, which is a good look. But right now, just a little cold from the field. They started good. It's 10-4, up 6. But North Carolina knows they have a chance to be up probably about 10, 15 right now, but they're not hitting their shots. So just got to warm up right now early. You know, this isn't normal, an 11 a.m. game, so they got to adjust to that too.
So Zelaya's in there, the 6'4" senior. Primarily a bit player. Did get a start or 2 last year, and as the season wore on late in the season, she played some big minutes in big games. She's in there to keep an eye on 6'2" Casey Miller, who's trying to post her up. Shot clock at 10. McPherson, boy, I'll tell you what, they are not messing around. The whistles are happy right now. You put a hand on and the whistle is blowing.
And a lot of times it feels like in that first half or the first quarter, you're seeing the refs let them play a little bit. Right now, like you said, that's not happening. They're playing tight. They're setting a standard right now, and the players are going to have to learn to follow it as this game goes on.
Just saw Courtney Banghart, UNC, and then David Six, the head coaches respectively. Miller's wide open on the other side. Zelaya's lost her, but Zelaya's going to be there for the rebound. Brings it down, tries to stay with it. Good job getting it to McPherson.
That's a gritty board. Gonna need that from the Tar Heels.
Zelaya not afraid to shoot the 3, and he's got it. Zelaya. Not the greatest three-point shooting percentage, but she still will let it rip. And that is key, her hitting that one.
Crowd getting into it now. Zelaya hit a 3 against Gardner-Webb, and I can't lie, when I saw her pull it up, I was shocked. But you're right, she likes to take the 3, and she can hit it right there, just steps into it. Beautiful shooting stroke, nails it for 3, 13-4.
9-point lead. And another whistle. Well, they've been pretty consistent with the whistles, so I don't know if the kids had anything on the back end of this field trip. I don't think they need to worry about it if the whistles keep going the way they're going right now.
Hey, even if they got to get back to school, I have a feeling they're all hoping for as many timeouts and stoppages as possible.
Pearson misses the front end. Zelaya last year, well, all 3 years, so 3 for 12 her freshman year from 3, 3 for 29 her sophomore year, 3 for 22 her junior year. She is 2 for 4 to start the season. So I'm thinking she's going to beat that number 3. That's a pretty big prediction there, isn't it? I went out on a limb there.
I think it's a pretty good call. Confident guess.
Zelaya out there with Usby, Harris, McPherson, and Navarre. Another travel. That is 8 turnovers already for the Lady Pirates, and that is not going to work for David Six, the top man for Hampton.
Cobb right there just picks up her dribble. Can't be doing that. And also, a lot of these turnovers are self-inflicted. They're, shooting themselves in the foot. Got to keep that away.
Good pass from McPherson to Navarre, who was wide open but misses the 3. The Lady Pirates going the other way. Under 2 minutes remaining and a 10-point lead. Tar Heels 2-0, but they were challenged by Davidson. Davidson coming off a great season a year ago. I think they're going to be tough. Davidson will take on Duke tomorrow over at Cameron Indoor.
We talked about that game before this. That Davidson game was close, closer than probably people thought, but they really kept him at an arm's length. Even though the score was close, you felt like North Carolina wasn't going to let that one fall.
That's so well said. I watched the game early this morning, and I just was never worried about the Tar Heels. Courtney Banghart's record against non-conference teams is just remarkable. It's a good pass down low, up and in. Casey Miller, the freshman out of Woodstock, Georgia, has 2.
I want to talk about remarkable records. 23-0 in the month of November.
That's pretty good, and a travel called against Usby.
See on the other side for Hampton. Go off the pick. Inside, bang, bang, and then get the layup from Miller. So good ball movement. That's what Hampton's going to need to do if they want to open up this offense right now.
3rd turnover of the game for the Tar Heels. Gives the Lady Pirates the basketball back. They got a chance to cut the lead to 6. Good defense from Paris, and then better defense from McPherson. McPherson thought she had knocked it off of Freeman. They'll say it will stay with Hampton.
Unless it's Reeves for the Lady Pirates, there's not many one-on-one matchups that look really ideal for Hampton with how well North Carolina defends. So you're going to want to move the ball and play team offense.
Stepping out of bounds, that's turnover number 9. And we still have 56 seconds left in the first quarter.
And you see Coach Six there, not happy with it, and that's another just self-inflicted turnover.
And yet they're only down 8. They're shooting 43%, Hampton, but they're 1 away from double-digit turnovers in the first quarter.
Now they cause a turnover of their own.
4th turnover for the Tar Heels. So a foul called on Miller. I didn't see much there. I mean, Miller's got a big frame, had her arms inside. It's just, I thought it was a solid lockdown screen. And yet another whistle.
Yeah, Dean, I mean, we've already touched on it. They're being really tight right now with these calls, calling pretty much everything they're seeing as now McPherson gets a chance to go to line. Coach Six talking to the officials. Not too happy with all the calls going on and just really being tight on the fouls so far early.
So McPherson now 2 for 3, 2 for 4 at the line. Tripped down there by Casey Miller. Foreman, Boston, Kennedy, Miller, and Reeves on the court for David Six, the top man for Hampton. Shot clock is off. 8 seconds remaining. Harris trying to stay locked in and taken away by McPherson. 2 seconds left. Going to step up. I think it was a little too late anyway.
Didn't get it off in time.
Nope, but we played 1 quarter. The Tar Heels have forced 11 turnovers, and they lead Hampton by 9. Nick, make no mistake, Coach David Six definitely wanted to remind us of a game played November 10th, 2017 here at Carmichael.
Oh, yeah, sure he did. Getting that win, 70-66 back in 2017. Third meeting all time between these two. And Hampton got the better of the Tar Heels in the last meeting. So North Carolina trying to get this, series back on their side.
A year later, that man right there that you see suffered a stroke at the same time he was bringing his wife, who suffers from a disease, to the hospital. He had a stroke at the hospital. If you're going to have a stroke, that's probably a good place to have it. And he's pretty well all back except a little bit of an issue with his right leg. But certainly, God bless him for fighting through that and charging on as the top man for Hampton.
Yeah, definitely. Staying here in coaching as Reeves goes down. Just what a story from Coach Six.
Deja Kelly sat out quite a bit of that first quarter. Does have 3. Is back out there with Navarre. Donarski's back in. Gakdeng and Paris, who, as I mentioned, trails in minutes only to Usby. Stays out there. So she's going to get a ton of playing time. She's pretty versatile. Can play a lot of positions. There's Kelly. She's hit another 3. And Deja Kelly is 2 for 3 from 3.
Smith Award watch list. She's preseason all ACC too, and that's why 2 for 3 from the floor to start, or from behind the arc, excuse me.
Women's basketball has never been bigger. Of course, you heard about the numbers last year for the LSU-Iowa final. Iowa then playing that outdoor game, exhibition game, 50,000 plus. Shot from Cobb off the basket. Kept alive underneath, in and out. And Gakdeng with the rebound. Deja Kelly's got Paris to her left. Deja Kelly's going to drive, forces it. It's going to stay with North Carolina.
Unlucky bounce for Hampton on the other end. Thought that was going to fall for Foreman, but instead goes the other way. And North Carolina with the inbound on the baseline. Let's see if we can get this back to Kelly.
Navarre now to Paris. Oh, what a pass. Just a beautiful pass from Paris to Gakdeng for the bucket.
Hampton gets lost on the defensive end, and a great look inside for Gakdeng. Gets an easy finish.
Paris now defensively. Low angle to stop the drive there from Kai. It's 19-6. Gakdeng, good communication. Telling Deja Kelly help is there. Then Gakdeng slides back. Ooh, ripped out of the air. Well done by Navarre. Former Miss North Carolina basketball for 1 year at Stanford, coming back. There's the spot. And in. You nailed it. That's her spot right there.
If she's there, raise her three-point percentage up a couple notches, because it's not what it normally is. She's money from that spot.
Yeah, anywhere in that area. She took a step closer to the three-point line that time. Same result, though, Nick Klaas. Another 3 for Donarski. Well done knowing that's her spot. Deja Kelly, and not everybody agrees with me on this, but I don't think gets enough credit for her defensive ability as well. That's Gakdeng with the turnover. Navarre's got Paris behind her. Donarski wants that extra pass. Gakdeng, rebound. Paris is going to shoot a 3 of her own. 2 missed threes, and the Lady Pirates have it.
Good for North Carolina. Get the offensive board, get another shot. Miss it there, but starting to build on this lead against Hampton.
North Carolina 4 for 10 from 3 as they set up shop defensively. Good little pump fake, driving to the hill, to the hoop there. That was a good job by Paris. And she slid down. Donarski finding Paris. Paris went with one hand, and one of our superstar camera people go down. Paris still waiting to get up.
Good to see that she's okay, and cameraman okay as well. Just pass a little far, and goes on back. Get the thumbs up. That's what matters. We got the thumbs up. We're all good. But Hampton takes back the possession. And on their last offensive possession, you know, saw from Cobb, I liked the drive inside, but North Carolina, Dean, so disciplined on the defensive end. She drives inside after beating one. Help defense right there. She's got nothing.
So well said. Can't bring this to you without our great camera people. India Powers, Brian Ware, Chris Metzloff, and Leo Davidson. Hill, Foreman, Kennedy, Wilkes, and Reeves offensively for the Lady Pirates. This is Hill going to take a three. Back of the rim. Long rebound coming.
Yet to hit a three today. The Lady Pirates 0 for 4, 0 for 5 in total.
0 for 5, North Carolina 4 for 10. As we work our way down to 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Paris swipes at it. Now Paris releases. Bounce pass is open. She's going to take it herself and make it. I'll take it. I did feel like Navarre had a step on her, but Paris gets her two. She already had a helper. It was time for her to get her two.
She wanted a bucket. 7 fast break points now for the Tar Heels, helping them gain on this lead.
Well, and she caused the steal, so I'm okay with it. Gakdeng rips down another rebound. She's got 5 already. Navarre misses the three. She's 4 for 2 from three-point land.
Navarre hasn't shot as well. I mentioned the 17 points in that first game against Gardner-Webb, only 7 in the second, but rips it away. What a defensive play.
A steal from Navarre, plays it long to Paris. Paris going to drive the bucket again with an easy one. And Paulina Paris has 4, and that'll force David 6 to cause another timeout with his team down by 20. Active hands. Defense leads to offense. Over the top, Paris at the bucket. 20-point lead for North.
The ball movement. Donarski from her spot nails it. They're pushing the pace right now, but it all starts with great defense. Navarre, the transfer from Stanford, ripping it out. Paris, this isn't the only fast break point we've seen in the last couple minutes, gets another bucket, pushing the pace against Hampton right now.
Well done, and Navarre will sit down for the moment with the 20-point lead. Another 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. As Nick Klaus has already mentioned, Courtney Banghart undefeated in November in her now 5 years leading the Tar Heels. That's pretty good defense. Looked like a travel. They didn't call it. Instead, they'll give the bucket to Hampton. That'll be Cameron Hill. A long time since they had scored. Kelly now 1 for 12 on the season. Kind of forced that one a little bit, Nick, with a hand running out.
They got a big run right now, 18-2 run, so they're starting to feel confident on the offensive end. Makes sense, but you still got to take your smart shots.
Hill, who made the one earlier, missed everything there to go out of bounds.
And I'm really liking from the defensive end from North Carolina. As you see here, Donarski, she is so good trying to rip it out. She did that against Gardner-Webb, wanted the travel. I haven't seen many players that can play defense and try to call for a travel and still keep their player in front of her.
Paulina Paris. Deja Kelly, back cut. And another whistle. 9 personal fouls called against the Lady Pirates. 4 called against the Tar Heels. Deja Kelly. Lucky in and out.
She likes that shot, going from the top of the key, right on that elbow. She's a little close on there, well guarded.
She loves that shot. She likes it maybe a little deeper into the paint, Nick, as they give up 2 points at the bucket. Here comes Deja. Harris on the right side. And Deja Kelly is fouled.
And you've heard me say it. I've talked to a lot of North Carolina, the active hands, trying to cause those turnovers. Right there from Talbot, you just have a little too active, getting two inside, wrapping up Kelly, and getting the foul.
Courtney Banghart's got 3 gorgeous kids. Said only one is here. The 2 kids were not part of the schools or the age group that fit into field trip day, and they weren't happy about it either, by the way.
I could imagine. The sibling rivalry. They get to go to the game? Or she gets to go to the game?
Courtney Banghart, not only has she brought a ton of wins back, she's brought the community back. I mean, she has worked hard at opening the arms up to the entire community, including these schools. This is something that she wanted to do at Princeton and has made happen here in Chapel Hill. And you look around at Carmichael, looks like it's working.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, she's brought just a love for this program back. She's brought them back to prominence on the national level, and now these kids get to see it and see a nationally ranked basketball team.
McPherson, she'll hit the 3. She's got 5.
Great shot from McPherson. That three-point percentage starting to go up, now over 35% for the Tar Heels.
Good help defense from Gakdeng. Got to get back. There's McPherson. And McPherson was outside the restricted line there and draws the charge. Well done by number 11.
And you love to see that. I also love to see the bench get into the energy. They saw that. They see the defensive play. It's Tar Heel ball now. Let's get loud. Let's, show that energy who made a great, for your teammate who just made a great play. Gets in, plants the feet outside. It's Tar Heel ball.
They have made that line smaller this season, and there's been a lot of emphasis on both the men's and women's games on making sure that you are in a still position or you rise at the same time. The point is, they're not just going to give charges away. You got to earn it.
You do. You got to make, and getting a charges shows, in my opinion, a very smart player. Someone who knows exactly what to do, where to go. They have their head in the game at all times, and you just saw that from McPherson.
Both Kellys on the court for the Tar Heels. Renaya wearing number 10. Deja wearing number 25. Gakdeng finds Deja. Usby was trying to set up shop. He double-teamed Usby. Usby's going to get it back. Usby, who really can play all 5 positions. There's Deja Kelly, creates her own space. That's a bad shot. Missed everything.
Yeah, not the best shot selection there. Want to see the ball move a little more. It was Kelly, and I understand with everything she's done here at North Carolina, when she wants a shot, she can take it, but it's got to be a smart one.
Usby, those quick hands. Usby looking for contact. Avoids the contact, probably got it. Should have been an and 1. She'll take the 2, though, as Usby has scored.
Beautifully executed there. Now 18 turnovers for Hampton, resulting in a lot of points for North Carolina. Usby, beautiful move to the middle.
Usby, part of a highly heralded recruiting class, as the bucket comes from Hampton. Nice finish there from Reeves, the player Nick Kloss put the spotlight on to start. Deja Kelly, who loves to go to her left.
You see here, Usby just jumps that pass, is reading it the whole way. Hampton showing their cards a little bit, and with a player like Usby, the veteran presence, she's going to read that all day.
Usby's got 2 steals already. 155 steals in her career. Came in the 2020 season, along with Deja Kelly and Anya Poole. Then Todd Williams has moved on to Ole Miss. I took a look at her numbers. They basically were the same that she had at North Carolina. Certainly wish her well. Meanwhile, Destiny Adams having big-time numbers for Rutgers. But Courtney Banghart was okay with that. She's from that area. I wanted to get closer to home as Usby gets called for the foul.
And that's something you're seeing a lot with the transfer rules. You know, it's like a free agency in the offseason almost. These players can go wherever they want, and they have the opportunity to head home if they want to. You saw that in the softball season, some big names going to their home states, and you know, you're seeing it all around the college sports field.
Cameron Hill. It's the first free throw of the game for the Lady Pirates. They're 1 for 1. Hill now on 3 points. They missed the second. Rebound, though, back to the Lady Pirates. Hill thought about the 3, said they'll reset the offense. The Foreman did not even take a look at the bucket. Kennedy has dropped over the hill. Another rebound. And Deja Kelly's got it. Kelly takes a look at the clock. It's like 1 second difference in the shot clock.
We'll see if who's going to take this final shot. It looks like it might be Kelly trying to get the one-on-one matchup.
Usby with her left hand off the back of the rim. And we have played a half here on Field Trip Day with so many excited students, and they're seeing an impressive performance for North Carolina. They can spot up and hit the 3. McPherson gets 1, and their defense has been tenacious. Usby, one of the best in the country, at the half. It's North Carolina 32, Hampton 13.
Back. So he makes that decision, and look at the atmosphere. Who doesn't love this?
It's awesome. They have moved the kids down to the lower bowl. Last year they were in the upper bowl, and Courtney Banghart got involved and said, let's get them down on the lower bowl. So Paris is going to start the second half. Did not start the game. Denarski, unlucky in and out for Denarski, who's now 2 for 5 for 3.
Thank you.
Foul down low, though. It's going to stay with North Carolina.
And if you're thinking she just missed from her spot, that's the left side. It's the right side.
Good point. Alongside Nick Kloss and Jasmine Baker, I'm Dean Linke. Great to be with you. Here's Usby. Pushed to the ground. Denarski, center shot. Missed that 3. And pulled down by Dabo, the junior from Queens, New York, the transfer from UMass. Hill, Foreman, Wilkes, Reeves, and Dabo for Coach David Six to start the second half here. Carmichael and Gakdeng called for the foul. I said it earlier, Gakdeng, you know, they have male practice players, which is awesome. And I'm proud to say that the last 2 years, my son was the captain of that practice squad, and it was a great experience for him. But she swatted three shots yesterday from the guys' team. I mean, she can do it.
She's a heck of a shot blocker. You saw there, she got very ambitious. Shout out to the crowd. These kids from the local elementary schools making it tough on the free throw shooters.
Yeah, they're absolutely loving it. Liam McCann is here from Pollard Middle School. Saw him walking in, and his mom already texted me about how much fun he's having at this basketball game, as the second one is up and in for the Lady Pirates. So Paris starting the second half for Courtney Banghart. Deja Kelly, little runner. Yes.
Kelly there gets a good bounce to let the basket fall, but you mentioned Paris doesn't start, but it seems like almost when she comes in, like you said, never comes out. One of the leaders of minutes in this team.
Well, and I think starting the second half might be a sign of things to come. We'll see. I don't know. Courtney Banghart loves what she brings off the bench, but Renaya Kelly still trying to settle in as she's 1 for 12 on the season from the floor. Paris is going to bring it up. A little bit of pressure there from Foreman.
Paris definitely plays like a starter, so you know that designation doesn't really matter. She gets lots of minutes. She's an impact player for the Star Heel team.
3 for Paris. Well done as Paris now sits on 7. Set up by Nick Klaas, and she answers the call.
Just right there, she does exactly that. She impacts this team with a clutch 3, puts them up 37-15, and then on defense, she's right back. Just a leader for this Tar Heel squad.
Kelly's got 8, Paris 7. Hill leads the Lady Pirates with 5. There it is, another swat. Gakdeng. And a shot clock violation.
Right there, Dean. Boys, girls, doesn't matter. Gakdeng is going to swat it away if she has the opportunity. Just a tough attempt there from Foreman. Gakdeng follows it. Good tracking. She's a great shot blocker.
2 blocks and a steal for the transfer from Boston College. Deja Kelly. She is on just about all of the preseason watch lists, whether it's ACC or nationwide. She's that good. Gakdeng is fouled.
Great job there by Gakdeng to initiate the contact as she goes up for that shot. That's a well-timed shot and a good way to get to the line for 2.
As Gakdeng goes to the line for the first one, Courtney Banghart's going to talk to Paris. Deja Kelly. Usby. First one missed. Maryland, went to high school at New Hope Academy. Transferred in from Boston College. Those the second one around.
75% free throw shooter, not bad for the big. Overall, this team pretty good at the line.
38-15. North Carolina shooting 42%. The Lady Pirates at 30%. But they've got 20 turnovers. Shot clock violations, and that was close to another one. Another steal here from Paris. Paris pushes it forward.
I like that hold from Donarski.
Paris got it back, missed the 3. Look at Usby. She makes everything tough.
And that's the thing about this North Carolina team. You've seen it in those first 2 games. Not as much. Davidson was up to the challenge, but they wear you down by the end of that first half, and then in the second, in the third quarter and fourth quarter, trying to put it away.
It's down to 4 seconds again. Kelly closes out. Hand in the face causes the air ball. Kelly now, with a steal in this game, has 107 career steals. Paris will go to the line.
Good job by Paris to draw the foul. Good take as well, getting downhill to the rim. I believe Reeves on the other end of the foul, and she just gets that left arm as Paris goes up. But on the other side for Hampton's offense, I don't mind them using that whole shot clock, Dean, but if you're going to do that, try and get a quality shot. Try and get some points on the board here. Still stuck at 15.
Paris, the sophomore from Conyers, New York. Freshman campaign, she did start 4 games where she averaged 6.3 points per game. She had 38 steals. Shot 37% a year ago. Full court press here from North Carolina. Just barely got it over.
Well done by Hampton there. Like you said, just barely got it in time, but good ball movement to keep North Carolina scattered.
Now it looks like North Carolina set up in a zone. A little tussle there as Deja Kelly is tangled up there with Casey Miller, the freshman from Woodstock, Georgia.
And I wouldn't say this is an identity of this North Carolina team, but scrappy is definitely a word you could use to describe, because they're not scared of doing the dirty thing, doing the dirty work, getting into the corner. Deja Kelly, that's your star player, all ACC.
Kelly has always been good at earning the foul off the three. There were so many times last year, Nick Klaas, where she would make that three and have a 4-point play.
She's definitely fully capable of that. Like you said, we saw that last season, but, it's just the awareness, the high IQ from Deja Kelly that can get her in those positions, and also Hampton just playing a little too far out, a little too aggressive. There's really nearly no excuse for committing a foul beyond the arc.
Big-time athletic family. Her mom, Teresa, played basketball at Valley City State University, and her dad, Darren, played at the University of Texas, where he wore number 25, which is why Deja Kelly wanted number 25.
Look at her last season. Dean, 16.5 points per game, 3.2 assists, two-time All-ACC first team. I'd imagine a third one of those accolades is coming.
She's an ice-in-her-veins type player, too. She wants the ball late. She's not afraid to take a big shot. And look at that. A second ago, I told you they barely made it over. Guess what? They did not make it over this time. And that, wow, that expression says it all right there for David Six.
This team for North Carolina this year, I know it's early, but looking at all the pieces, looking at the depth, the coaching style, the veteran presence of this team.
Gakdeng, and one.
Just even right there with Gakdeng showing how much these transfers are impacting this Tar Heel squad. Just steps out. Miller does a good job staying straight up, but the help from Dabo ends up being the foul.
As Gakdeng goes to the line, it is worth mentioning that Coach David Six, who started at Hampton back in 2009, they were pretty much a perennial power when they were in the MEAC, as he had back-to-back 28-win seasons, made the NCAA tournament multiple times. They moved to the Big South, and now the CAA, it's a whole level of competition. So he basically admitted yesterday it's going to take a little time for his team to get back up to that level where he is sending his team as conference champs to the NCAA tournament. Good pass, and a finish at the bucket there by Casey Miller, and she'll have an and one. Field trip day in Chapel Hill with a ton of kids from local schools attending for what was an 11:05 tip. It's 46-17 Carolina. Has been great under Courtney Banghart, and these three have been great since arriving in Chapel Hill 4 years ago.
Yeah, we talked a lot, Dean, about the transfers, but what about the returners? Poole inactive tonight, but Usby and Kelly, both preseason All-ACC. Those two are the staples here in North Carolina. Then you bring in the transfers to surround them, and that's how you get this team that, is really looking to advance farther than that second-round appearance last season.
Anya Poole is a really efficient player that, when she comes back, will help Gakdeng as well, give her relief. McPherson getting ready to come in. Sierra Toomey and Layla Hall, two freshmen out for the season, listening underneath is Usby. And the other player I want to mention that is working her way back from an injury is Tiani Key, a 6'4" redshirt sophomore out of Cary, North Carolina, who, from all reports I heard in the offseason, really elevated her game on multiple levels. So it's kind of unfortunate right now she's in a boot. I talked to her before the game, though, and she feels like it's going to be pretty soon. She'll be back out there.
That would be great for North Carolina, get them to full health.
That was defense from Donarski, as Courtney Banghart calling her the best defensive player she's ever coached, which is high praise. Here's Usby. Let's go down to Jasmine.
As you said, Donarski has been a key on defense this season for the Tar Heels. Coach Banghart says that she has coached some of the best defenders around, and she has loved watching Lexi in Carolina blue this season, calls her an anchor on defense, and it is mutual with the transfer. Donarski says that she loves it here, and she has gotten so much better because her team is so competitive and brings out the best in her play.
Thank you, Jasmine. 2 steals in this game for Donarski. Usby and out on the second. Another forced turnover. North Carolina keeps the ball. Deja Kelly, Donarski, extra pass, one more. Usby, and 3 seconds on Gakdeng.
The violation there, but right as we talk about it, Donarski, you just mentioned 2 steals. Well, she said, I can have 3. Grabs one away, and it's amazing how good she is defensively and the praise she gets, but also she's a pretty good shooter too, so she helps you on both ends.
Everybody joining in, though. 11 steals as a team for North Carolina. Part of the reason why they lead by 30. 47-17 with 3:30 remaining in the third. And as much as they've had steals, they have forced, I don't know how many last-second shot clock shots as well, and several shot clock violations. Deja Kelly making a shot the entire time. And Kelly will go to the line where she's 4 for 5 from the line on the day and sitting on 11 points.
North Carolina, the identity of this team may be the defensive end, but as we get a look at Deja Kelly went to the line tough, Reeves just gets a hand on hers and sends her to the line, but could be the identity of this team, the defensive end really stepping up this year. They know they have the shooters. They know Kelly can score. Usby can. They've got the 3-point help from Donarski. So a much improved North Carolina team. If I had to critique something right now, they are getting out rebounded 23-18.
Kelly from Texas makes the second. Riley Grays, also from Texas, Pearland, Texas, has checked into the game. The 6'3" freshman, by number 22. The game now for Courtney Banghart and the Tar Heels. Amaya Kelly's going to come in for Deja Kelly. Let's go back down to Jasmine Baker for more on the turnovers.
I'm sure Coach Six cannot be pleased with the amount of turnovers he's seeing from his team tonight. He knew it was a daunting task coming into Carmichael, playing such a complete team like UNC, but he told his girls, you can do this. Just play your game and see what happens. Like we talked about earlier, he's coming off a win last time he was in this building, so he wants to see them play to the best of their ability.
Riley Reeves took her first shot as a Tar Heel. Thought she was going to make it, unlucky as it went off the rim. A nice presence, though. 6'3", solid. Pretty good feet as well for Riley Grays. Helped Pearl into a state championship appearance in 2023. And working around Grays, up and in. Nice little finish there from Wilkes.
And if Wilkes is going to move like that, Hampton start feeding it inside a little more. Get some buckets from her.
Amaya Kelly fell down. Pearson. And going to the line to try to score her first career point as a Tar Heel is Riley Grays.
Grays just working underneath the hoop. You mentioned that size, really good for the freshman, and just forces one up. Had a lot of pressure on her, knew that she could probably get someone on her arm, gets the foul.
And there it is. First career point as a Tar Heel for Riley Grays. She'll remember that.
You're always going to remember those first points. They saw that in the last couple games. Some freshmen getting their first points and a lifelong dream probably of wearing Carolina colors.
She made both. Nice stroke from the charity stripe. It's 50-19. Tar Heels back in man-to-man. Wow, that's a good drive. Really good footwork there. The finish at the rim from Cobb. three from deep. Navarre.
Now we got an offensive shootout back and forth. Really liking the offense I'm seeing from Hampton in the last couple drives.
That's for three. Back of the rim. Rebound by Renaya Kelly, and she's going to push it as well. Kelly, McPherson will switch it. You see, they wanted to get it down low, and it is too high for India Navarre, transfer from Stanford.
I like that look from Donarski, looking right under the hoop. I mean, Navarre was unguarded, just a little high on the pass.
8th turnover of the game for North Carolina. Jasmine talked about the turnovers for Hampton. They're now at 25. Donarski. That's textbook sliding your feet right there, wearing number 20.
I can't imagine what it feels like to get on the court and you have 20 in white guarding.
Look again, right down to the final second of the shot clock. Relentless D here. Does not matter who is on the court for Courtney Banghart and the Tar Heels. And Kelly's going to go to the line. Renaya Kelly.
Foreman just too much, gets the arm, but just for a second to talk about Donarski and talk about an impact transfer. If you're going to talk about an impact transfer at all this season, she better be on that list of names, because the way she has changed this team into, you know, a real defensive team right now, and obviously they're going to see some really good teams down the stretch. They're going to see #1 ranked South Carolina. So seeing how they do against them will be big, but right now she's making a big difference for Carolina.
Renaya Kelly, who had been perfect from the line, 2 for 2. Misses that one. She's 2 for 3. Not 3 for 4, and she's 1 for 12 from the field on the season. You feel like she just is one game away from really getting going, as Courtney Banghart obviously has a ton of confidence in her, Nick, because she started the first 3 games as a freshman. First freshman to start the opening game of the year since Deja Kelly and former Tar Heel Kennedy Todd Williams did it in the 2020-21 season.
Yeah, and you know, she's starting a little cold, but you mentioned she's a freshman. This is new. This is a new level of basketball. The college level is a big step. And, you know, I wouldn't expect most freshmen to come out and light things up right off the bench.
Good defense from McPherson. And through 3. A dominant performance in front of the youngsters in Chapel Hill, where it's North Carolina 54, Hampton 21. Road, as they've got the lead right now, 54-21.
Yeah, looking there, the Gulf Coast Showcase down in Florida. They'll play against Vermont. They got Kansas State or Western Kentucky in 2. And then look at that #3. I know it's a big if, but they could face #2 Iowa and have a date with Caitlin Clark.
Start of the 4th quarter. Another tough shot. Hit the boards, and it's picked up by Usby. Usby can handle it herself. Usby not afraid to go all the way to the hoop. Dribbles into trouble and may get tied up here. She does. It'll stay with North Carolina on the tie-up.
Yeah, and Usby, you mentioned she's not afraid to go straight in. She took the one-on-one matchup, well defended by Hampton to knock it out and kind of force that jump ball. Stays with the Tar Heels.
Miss Usby from Rochester, Minnesota. Deja Kelly back to Usby. Usby's made it clear she wants to play pro basketball somewhere. Shot short. Usby 1 for 5 from the floor today.
Not the best shooting night for her, but you mentioned she has aspirations to play pro basketball. You know, entirely possible for her. You can't say that about too many people. I mean, it's a very tough thing to make it to the professional level, but very talented.
Rattles around. Going the other way is Cobb. Cobb's had a good second half for Coach David Six. spinning and turning. Foul on Deja Kelly.
Kelly picks up the foul there. Nice spin move from Cobb, trying to get the roll off the backboard. Doesn't get the shot off, but does get the foul. So 54-21. Hampton just trying to slowly work their way back, also tuning themselves up for that CAA play.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more from Carmichael, where the Tar Heels are rolling. 50. Back to Carmichael, field trip day. Mentioned in the open, little brunch, little basketball, hard to beat it. Love being at Carmichael. Whereas my partner Nick Claus pointed out, Courtney Banghart, perfection in November against all takers.
Has she ever had a bad November? I mean, it's just all smiles.
Look at this, right down again to 3 seconds on the shot clock. And blocked away. Good block coming from Graves.
Shot clock didn't fully go out. It's at 0.5.
0.5, yeah. You got to tip it, right?
It's really their only hope here.
There's yet another shot clock violation. Stifling defense from North Carolina. I know Hampton's trying to run their sets, but that puts a lot of pressure on any set if you're waiting to 4 seconds to try to figure out what shot you're going to take.
And that's really what I'm noticing, Dean. I mean, it's good to use the shot clock. Try and find your shot, but when you're using the whole thing and still not getting a good one, that's great defense from North Carolina.
Deja Kelly, short on that runner. Usby, Usby, just not her day around the basket. Those are normally automatic because she's 1 for 6 from the floor.
She's been held to just 5 points tonight, but you know, as she steps up to the line on the back to that defensive end for North Carolina, got to call the Gardner-Webb game. I called the defense suffocating in that time, just taking the life out of Gardner-Webb. You're seeing that again today against Hampton. They're just not allowing them anything. As you look here at Usby, last year All ACC first team, this year a Miller Award watch list, hoping for a big year from her.
Through 2 games, she was averaging a double-double with 11.5 points and 10.5 rebounds per game. In this game now sitting at 7 and 6. The youngsters up on the video board said, we can't hear you. Well, guess what? We can hear you now at Carmichael, as it'll be another turnover for Hampton as they dribble it out of bounds.
I could only imagine, you know, if you're in elementary school at a basketball game, we can't hear you. That's a challenge. That's a challenge that's been assessed to the crowd, and they're going to take it up.
Well said, Nick. They took it up. And I think they're part of the reason why Hampton's got 27 turnovers. They have been a tremendous 6th man here for North Carolina. Deja Kelly, short. Kelly now 3 for 10 from the floor.
Navarre just gets knocked off balance there because she falls to the ground, called a travel against the Stanford transfer. Gives it back to Hampton.
56-21. Usby out there with Gakdeng, both Kellys, and Navarre. Gakdeng trying to get around, called for a grab. That'll be her 3rd foul.
Something definitely North Carolina's gonna keep an eye on with Gakdeng possibly nearing foul trouble.
Good finish by Dabo, who's out there playing with 4 fouls. The only player with 4 fouls. Kelly to the basket again. And can't finish. Just one of those days.
Last couple games, North Carolina really showing the third quarter has really been their best quarter. You saw that against Gardner-Webb, against Davidson, and now best quarter of separation with Hampton was that third quarter, outscoring the Lady Pirates 22-8.
Here we go again. Under 10 seconds. Harris and Donarski looking to come in. I mean, you cannot get a good shot if you're waiting to shoot with 1 second left on the shot clock.
You really can't. I mean, the defense from North Carolina is so good that they are not giving up even an inch of space. You saw that shot had to be taken by Talbot, but it was perfectly guarded. A hand was right in her face. She had to go around, threw her off, and she can't find the rim.
We'll see if that's going to be the day for Deja Kelly, who will head to the bench with 12 points. Donarski gets it back over to our other Kelly on the Tar Heel roster as shooting struggles continue for Renia Kelly. Come back to Hampton.
Yeah, Renia Kelly just not finding her shooting groove just yet. She's 0 for 2 today as a point as well, but just 16 minutes of playing time for her. See those minutes go up if she starts to find that shooting stroke.
Paulina Paris out there with Gakdeng, Renia Kelly, Donarski, and Navarre defensively. Here we go. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Donarski with the great D. And Donarski's going to pick it up. Donarski. It's one thing to talk about the D. It's another thing to see it. Donarski's the real deal defensively. And as you've said several times, Nick, and you even opened with it, she can also shoot the basketball.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive end of her game is where she really thrives. I mean, obviously, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. I think she's got a chance to make it as the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, potentially, but she's got a lot of competition.
Speaking of defense, good hustle there by Talbot for Coach David Six. David Six, by the way, true story, there are double-digit buses out there, right? It's field trip day. Well, Hampton was trying to get their bus in, and they drove all the way past Hooker Field, past the Law Building. They circled back around again. He got out of the bus and started directing traffic, did David Six, in order for the Hampton Lady Pirates to get off the bus and get in. It would have been nice to have some footage of that. Coach Six directing traffic. Nice man.
And just knowing Coach Six, getting to talk to him, that's who he is. He's down to earth. He's as humble as they come. Very, very well decorated college basketball coach, but you know, at his roots, you know, he's just a very kind man.
We talked a little bit about Rick Mahorn, who's another Hampton graduate. Rick Mahorn was known as a feisty, tenacious defender, but he told us yesterday that, one, he's a proud Hampton Pirate and kind of a gentle giant.
That's what you love to see from basketball players, men's, women's, doesn't matter. Just athletes in general, really. A player that can just turn it on. You flip the switch. You know, outside they're a stand-up person. They're talking to fans. They're signing autographs. But when it's game time, switch goes on. You're locked in.
Warren was part of those bad boys with Lambier and Rodman, Thomas and Dumars. Good defense again from Navarre. Gakdeng with her 9th rebound. 56-23. Paris sitting on 9. Donarski ends up with an easy layup. She's got 8.
Not her normal way of collecting points, but shows she can still do it. They gave her the lane. She's going to say, okay, I'll take that. Lays it in off the glass.
Tar Heels shooting 33%, 35% from 3, 73% from the line. Hampton shooting 29%. They're 0 for 8 from three-point land. Count down the shot clock again. The spin rolls around. Narski was there to go off of her hand. Dominance here from the Tar Heels as they look to go to 3-0, 58-23 lead. Nick Klaus, the ACC, with some statement victories early this season.
Oh, you look there at North Carolina State, upsets number 2 UConn in that powerhouse lineup they have, 92-81 in Raleigh. And then the upsets just keep coming. 18 Florida State upsets the SEC top team, one of them, number 11 Tennessee. First win for them over a ranked opponent since 2019. Sanaya Rivers takes Player of the Week honors. Hannah Hidalgo impressing at Notre Dame. She takes Rookie of the Week.
4 minutes remaining in this game. Drive to the basket. That one rolls out of bounds. Start thanking some special people bringing you this brunch in basketball. Tommy Rochester, our producer, has been all over it. Nick Forbes, our director. AD Thomas Mahler. Andrew Lewis on TD. Anthony, don't call me Henage on expression. Dylan Rolling Stone Field on the bug. Zelaya, who's made a 3 already, faked it. In and out, unlucky again for Deja Kelly.
Kelly just has not found it yet. I mean, I keep on waiting for that one shot where it's going to click right now, but still just 1 point to show for the day.
Defense just stifling here. Looking for a 3 and in. Zelaya had to drop, and Dabo out there with 4 fouls makes the 3.
And that's the most open shot we've seen from Hampton in quite some time. Dabo drains the triple to give them 26, and finally that little bit of space is what they finally needed.
Zelaya, tough corner 3. With the hustle from Gakdeng.
You see here, Hampton, like I said, finally, Talbot draws 2, dishes to Dabo, the wide open 3, has the time and space, gets it to go.
North Carolina has brought on Sydney Parker, a freshman from Durham, North Carolina, Georgia High School. Is in the game, wearing number 15. She may have a chance to get a shot. Great pass. Narski to Gakdeng. We told you about our transfers. They're pretty good.
And Barker, you just mentioned her. She got her first points as a Tar Heel against Gardner-Webb. She's from Durham, so definitely a big moment for her, trying to add on to this freshman campaign for Barker.
Miller swinging those elbows again, but it was a foul called against North Carolina. The rest of the crew, Alexandra DeRosay on replay, along with Ryan Gibbons, Jeff Anderson, Hunter Caparelli, the E-Dog, Evan Badler, Byron Sanders, and then giving us the great shots, India Powers, Brian Ware, Leo Davidson. And how about Chris Metzloff? He took that collision with Paulina Paris pretty well and done a great job under the basket. That's our crew. Along with Nick Foss and Jasmine Baker, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you here for this brunch and basketball tilt, 11 a.m. special field trip. The kids are making it worthwhile here, and they're loving their Tar Heels.
The energy causes 2 missed free throws. You mentioned it earlier, a 6-man almost in this crowd, and they're continuing from beginning to end. They've brought the energy, and you're seeing it pay off.
Whistle.
Yeah, we'll stay with Tar Heels. Cobb gets her second foul up top just outside the arc.
Paris trying to get to double figures. She does. She's got 11. Run into one of the officials and get back up.
I know we're saying she might like coming off the bench.
Shot from Kennedy. Go ahead.
She might like coming off the bench. That might be where Coach Banghart likes having her. But she's making a push to be that starting point guard and to be in that starting lineup night in, night out. I mean, with how easy she makes this look, 11 points on the night for Paris.
Paris trying to find Zelaya. Zelaya instead was set a high screen. Narski, extra pass. Barker. Gakdeng. Trying to keep it alive. It'll get back to the Lady Pirates, who are not sure why they're not attacking the basket. Down so many here. They are content on trying to set up their offense every single time. Good help from Zelaya. Better finish from Miller. She's got 6.
She drained that one. Great ball movement, great set. I agree with you, Dean, right there. That was a good setup. It worked really well for them. But when you're down by this much, especially late in the fourth quarter, would like to see them really push the pace down the stretch.
Yeah, worse, maybe try to go to the line. In and out for Janarski. Don't forget to join us Saturday here at Carmichael as Elon will be in town, 3 o'clock. Game seen right here on ACC Network Extra. You're back with me for that one too, aren't you?
I am. It's us again.
Oh, enjoyed working with you, my man.
Same here.
62-31. Final seconds counting down. I want to thank all of the schools that were part of Field Trip Day. Made this day really special. We still have 5.2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Dean, a fun experience for the students, a fun experience for these players to get this noise and crowd for a midday game, and you know, fun for us too. It's rare that I have coffee coming to the arena, and it's not to stay up. It's literally to wake up.
Missing. North Carolina will put 3 players into double figures in this game. Deja Kelly with 12, Paris with 11, Gakdeng with 10. Gakdeng a rebound away from a double-double. And that will count it out. Great to be with Jasmine and Nick. I want to thank our producer, Tommy Rochester, and our director, Nick Forbes, and our outstanding, amazing crew here from Chapel Hill. Once again, your final score, as I'm Dean Linke saying so long, North Carolina 62, Hampton 32. You saw it all right here on ACC Network Extra.